And Julian wasn't exactly dismissive of Taraf either. He thinks she's progressive enough, being a 5-year-old, that she could land a blow in this.
Well, I rather rudely said to him, is Taraf a pacemaker? And he said, absolutely not. She comes here in great form. He was very complimentary about her. And she is bred for the dirt, unlike Janka de Forge. So 20-1 on the UK markets is a big prize for Taraf. They're going in, so let's just quickly... Who are you going with? I'm going to stick with Janka.
Yeah, I'm very confident with Janka,
yeah. Yeah, OK. Janka for me as well. Don't ignore Valiant Boy. Over to Terry Spargo for the call for our opener.
Gates are back and they're off and racing for the traditional start of the Dubai World Cup meeting, the Dubai Kahayla Classic. This year worth $1 million, and Manark was the first away. It's Far From Over came out quickly. Big and Rich began well, and Raaziq and Taraf are not far off the speed as they race past the judge the first time, where Manark had gone to a clear-cut lead. It's Far From Over second, Raaziq third. Big and Rich was racing fourth and out 4 deep, and La Fay was fifth and 5 wide. The Dunker G4J pushing through in the middle. Then came Valiant Boy, his midfield on the inside of Taraf. A length away, Abu Al Murad on the outside of Collateral. A length then to Volcane de Clou on the outside of Myra Dimon Lau. Versac is racing 3 deep. He's well back, and Rich Law whips the field in as they travel down the back of the track. They've left the 1,200 metres mark behind, and Manark showed the way. Led by more than a length over Raaziq, who goes to second, 3 deep. On the outside of It's Far From Over. Massey on the fence moves to fourth. Big and Rich out wide. The Junker D4J following him. Now La Fay, the grey, with the all-black colours, is out deep as they make the run towards the back bend. Taraf is under pressure. Collateral on the fence under pressure. Valiant Boy has left the rail to get away from tiring horses. Then Abu Al Murad, Rich Law, followed by Myra Dimon Lau. Volcane de Clou, and It's Far From Over, has dropped out of it, and so has Versac. Versac has been eased out of the race as they're on the turn for home in the Dubai Kahayla Classic. 450 metres left to run, and Raaziq goes after Manark, and they have booted away. The Junker D4J gets to third, then La Fay, Valiant Boy on the outside. Manark led 250 metres out. Raaziq's 2 lengths away, then 4 lengths to Valiant Boy. It's Manark in front, 120 metres left to run. Raaziq's trying, Valiant Boy's making ground, but Manark's in front. Dane O'Neill's keeping him going, and Manark will lead all of the way to win the Dubai Kahayla Classic. Manark first, Valiant Boy arrived to run second, Raaziq third. The Denka D4J has run fourth, and then came Abu Al Murad La Fay, followed home by Myra Dimon Lau, Collateral, further back Rich Law, and then came Volcane de Clou from Taraf. Marseille, a long gap to Big and Rich, and then came Versac, has just walked over the line, and It's Far From Over has been dismounted on the home corner. So we wait for the numbers to go up, but no doubt that Manark has led all of the way to win the first race on the program. The first time it's been run at a purse level of $1 million. From gate number 3, Dane O'Neill took him to the front, and he's led all of the way. He's held the chasers at bay. In fact, he's increased his lead over the concluding stages, and in the end has won handsomely. So Manark and Dane O'Neill in the second set of colours has won the Dubai Kahayla Classic. Valiant Boy should be second, and third to Raaziq as we wait for the numbers. And here's Zoe Cadman with the winning rider.
Hearty, well done. Take me through your trip.
It was pretty straightforward, really. We discussed it beforehand. We were all in the same mind that we were going to just let this horse bowl along, settle in front, and yeah, worked till tea, didn't it?
Did it surprise you that you got such an easy lead from the get-go?
A little bit. I thought there'd be a lot more pressure on me, but I suppose a lot of people had figured him as a non-stayer, so they were probably just waiting for him to be shot at in front. But he's all heart, and I know he's done a great job to sell this horse down. And, you know, it's just terrific for Owen after coming so close in this race before.
Your first win on World Cup night. How are you feeling, mate?
Yeah, fantastic, unbelievable. Especially, you know, thanks to Sheikh Hamdan for a winner for him as well, which is always great.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
But he's given him a very, very confident ride, and he has been much the best, Steve. That was hugely impressive.
It was very impressive, and possibly a sign that once these Arabians are out in front, they can just keep on rolling, as nothing necessarily quickens from in behind. A good run from Valiant Boy, who's eventually finished second. He's just taken a little bit of time to get going, as was really symptomatic of his races over in America. Raaziq gave vain chase for a while, and Jankade Forge a little bit laboured back and forth, but there would have been disappointment when 1.Racei was almost pulled up out of the race. Thankfully he's crossed the line, so hopefully it's all okay with him, but then Erwin Sharpie's attentions will have turned back to Manark, and in truth, he never really looked like getting caught, did he?
Well, I did think, oh no, is he going to suddenly blow up and suddenly get tired, and is Raaziq going to go fast? I was willing him on. I mean, it was a brave move, even running him. He wasn't even in the race, I think, up until sort of earlier on this week. We didn't know if he was going to get invited, and he looked very, very good when he won the Bani Yas last time, but he's a horse with so much pace. We didn't know if he was going to see out this trip, and I'm not even sure if Erwin really thought he would. It's been a super performance, and a 6th win in this race now for His Highness Sheikh Hamdan, and a first for Erwin after umpteen attempts. I mean, he's going to be absolutely over the moon. But it was a bit of a strange race, wasn't it? As Terry said, Valiant Boy ran on well into second. Janka, we never really saw the best of her here. Perhaps it was the dirt for her. The other runner from Qatar, Taraf, was very disappointing.
Yeah, she was. I think a good point made by a few people beforehand is that these Arabian races, that they've been finishing so well strung out that it's surely a case of many of the horses not handling it, and once they get into the kickback that they can never really quicken. But Manark was out of all that trouble out in front, and it's turned in a very impressive performance. Just a 6-year-old, used to be trained by Jill Duffield over in England. He finished third in a Group 1, the Highwood Stakes at Doncaster. So, you know, he's no slug out as he's proven here, and great to see for Erwin, because he's got that picture of 1.Racei PY on his desk, a reminder of what could have been that night, and it's his stablemate that's gone one better, and in relatively decisive fashion in the end.
As you mentioned, he's had quite an interesting career, Manark. He actually started out over in France, and then he broke his pelvis and missed a whole year of training. And then joined Jill Duffield. So it's been quite a team effort by everyone at Shadwell to get him back. You know, it just takes a lot of time, a lot of patience with these horses. I'd say it's the first time for a little while that His Highness Sheikh Hamdan has won this race. It's been rather dominated by Abu Dhabi and Qatar in recent years. So I'm quite pleased that the prize is staying in Dubai this time.
Yeah, very much so. And I think Richard Hills said to us the other week that His Highness Sheikh Hamdan was absolutely determined to win this race. He's brought a lot more Arabs over, maybe towards the second half of the season rather than at the beginning of it. But maybe this is a sign of a commitment that he's going to have a load more in the near future. As you say, Qatar were beginning to dominate, Abu Dhabi as well, but great to see Dubai back on the board here. Hood first time as well on Manark. Erwin was just, when we interviewed him a couple of weeks ago, he was just afraid of the occasion beforehand for Manark more than anything, but he seems to have taken it all. Well, he's obviously taken it all very well, and great to see Dane O'Neill get a winner as well, because he's missed out on a ride or two tonight due to the absentees, hasn't he? So he'll have been a little bit disappointed as he walked in, but he's got his name on the board courtesy of Manark.
Indeed, that's win number 74 for Dane here in the UAE. And he's a really, really lovely guy, and does incredibly well. He's done incredibly well this season. Obviously, Paul Hannigan was slightly late joining us this year. So Dane did very well in the early part of the season. And so he wouldn't have had a decision to make here. Paul will be, well, you know, Paul's horse has gone wrong, so it's not as if he made the wrong decision particularly. Let's hope everything is okay with 1.Racei. Heartening, as you say, that he did cross the line. He just took a wrong step, and Paul decided to be as, you know, it's to sort of err on the side of caution. Yeah. But the hood has done the trick, hasn't it?
I think so. He's always said he's a buddy, so you can see him there. He's just taken exception to it being removed more than anything else. But I think it's helped him with the preliminaries. It's helped him settle in the race. He never appeared to be going that hard. You know, the field were quite well condensed from an early stage, and I don't think Dane probably ever felt he was going that hard. There is Erwin Sharpie on the right and His Highness Sheikh Hamdan. I'm sure he's He's obviously very keen to have winners tonight. He's got a couple of good chances, obviously, with Tamakas, etc., etc. But, you know, the purebred Arabian, it's the culture over here, and I'm sure he's absolutely delighted with this victory.